Catching a woman with pretty privilege is more challenging than catching a criminal named Stauffenberg. Catching a woman with pretty privilege is like being in a cloud and trying to reach out for the cloud. However, with a person like Stauffenberg, who's really evil, and I don't know exactly what your last name is, but Holloway, no, I think her name's Holloway, knows who I'm speaking of. And with Stauffenberg, I can literally grab him and beat him to a pulp. It's tangible evidence that he's a criminal. He's done dealings with the United States of America, making over $800,000 doing consulting work, and then gone over to foreign countries to sell American secrets to other countries such as China. And so then there's a hoopla of conversation. It's the same shit with Joe Biden. It's the same shit with all Democrats. It's the same shit. The way they tried to catch Donald Trump is reaching for no evidence. There's no evidence. And then they used criminal women who are the criminals. And then they pretended to catch the real evidence to create cases against these men, such as even against P. Diddy. So it's all based off a cloud of no evidence of a woman crying on the stand because they're trying to get a result that they want to get. Then they produce a narrative with the fake news media to occur and then bring weight to something that never happened. Catching a woman like Monavand in criminal acts is like catching a cloud. However, the weight of the Monavand against a Stauffenberg, in my opinion, is 10 tons more heavy weighted than a Stauffenberg. Because they have no morals or ethics, they have no purpose for anything more than to have seduction and greed and gluttony and to live hell on earth for everyone else so that they have an easy life. However, they've never worked a day in their life. Monavand's never worked a day in her life. She doesn't even clean her own house. She doesn't even cook. She lounges around all day long and lives and doesn't get her face hot. Now she's telling you she's using a sun lamp to warm her skin. Nothing more than garbage, bougie talk when she looks like dog shit. So catching a person to show evidence to you as audience is like showing you air. Because nobody wants to admit the truth of the truths of the truth. And then you want to use false truths as the truth, for example, in what you utilize with P. Diddy and Donald Trump. So the women are the criminals in the cases against Donald Trump. The women on the internet who are wearing provocative outfits and then bougily dancing and showing themselves walking and wearing outfits and then spreading their legs and saying, fit check, and then I want to see the day in the life of, and that's called destroying humanity. But they don't have any emotion inside them. They only want you to say, wow, she's hot, and to feel uplifted when you see their face. Where they can steal the uplift, and you take your cup, and you fill up their cup, and your cup is now empty because you know damn well that you're jealous of that shit. Because that's the intention behind producing what they produce. And then the man stands there and says, wow, ain't she sweet? To fuel more gaslighting on the platform. That's why Kamala Harris has hired all these hot, provocative women to take her side, because that is Kamala Harris. So imagine a president who behaves like a prostitute, like a Mona Van, who runs around and waves her hands in the air and says, "Oh, hello, everyone. We must live in possibility." And she says, "Where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be," and then gives you no tools on how to create a more successful existence. Or she then says, the girl speaking says, "Wow, she took all that time out of her royalty life to talk to me." That's a quote from Jasmine Crockett on Kamala Harris. Where Kamala Harris all day long gaslights people. Every word out her mouth is telling you how she's gaslighting and how she's doing criminal activities behind the scenes without actually telling you she's doing criminal acts. Look at how friendly I am. Look at how kind I am. Look at how sweet I am. Look at Mona Van's content and how she's fucking abused me. And you will know 100% that Kamala Harris is working the same campaign as Mona Van does every day while she tries to close down Parquet. Not sure what in a real mind of minds would think that that's a normal way to behave when it comes to someone's business where there's thousands of people who work, which if the company closes, they lose their jobs. But she stands on her royalty pedestal with the fact that she's been given an opportunity because she's engaged to Gary Vee, where she uses her platform to try to close down businesses where lots of people are employed to terrorize Americans. And we saw it today again. We're starting a petition to close down Parquet. I don't eat Parquet, but I want to show you how powerful I can be. Because I went to the White House and we talked about clean makeup. And I don't even like to look up what the ingredients are. And so I expect the government to do what I tell them to do. A proven form of child abuse is to host a child who's wearing heart glasses and is walking out the door as you're filming that says bye-bye. After you've been a slew of pornography photographs on the same platform, where he then is throwing a ball very, very hard at your face. And you're saying, "Wow, you're so good at the ball," as his teeth are gritting and he's angry as hell. And then 2 videos later, you post yourself in a BDSM costume. That's Paris Hilton. Also a member of the Democrat private organized crime group, of talking about a bullshit story of what happened to her when she went to prison because she deserved it. Because that's what happens when these bitches get no law and order. Because they're hot and because they have money. And this is what money does. And this is what the Democrats do with the liberals. They bring them to the White House to dictate how we're supposed to live, but the laws that they create don't affect them. They just are used as moving people movers to move people in the direction that they want people to go in so that they can look cool, so that they can be cool, so that they can bully us, so they can abuse the American people so that they can make more money, but they're already rich. So you're already rich, you're already in like whatever, and you are still fucking bullying us. Like, it never fucking stops with these people. And now we have to watch an influencer wear an erotic bikini in Miami for Bikini Week, where she then tells a girl and gaslights this girl that's not as attractive as she is and says, "You should watch what you say," because Kamala Harris is paying her to do so. She even lies half naked looking at a JD Vance video and then says, "I just needed a little giggles tonight." And that's what it means to have women in business and women in influence and women in politics.